Okay, let's begin. So, as I said in the intro, I've actually never played hardcore Minecraft. I've seen videos of it, I know what it is, but I've actually never genuinely played hardcore Minecraft. So,
So starting off, I decided just to do the basic stuff as, get wood, get tools, um, the usual things. I didn't try to do any uh, typical crazy stuff yet. I knew I spawned in an acacia, and I was really happy about that because acacia biomes have the highest percent chance of giving you a village. Um, that with deserts, and acacia biomes actually spawn next to deserts. So I was like, okay, this is a good spawn. So I decided just to run around, hopefully look for a village, and that's pretty much all I did for the next for the first couple of days. Now, as I said earlier, I suck at survival. I am really bad. And so I did find a village, and I was really excited. I was like, okay, yes, perfect. This is going to be good for trading later. But as you're going to see, there is actually a ravine here. And, I was like, I got to patch this up, and then I never did. So yeah, there's that. I almost fall into it. And the amount of times I get down to half a heart is actually insane. I don't know the exact amount. I'll probably put like a little counter on screen, just for fun. But I do get down to half a heart a lot. So I was just looting the village a little bit, getting bread, simple stuff. So yeah, that is pretty much it. So I continued to go around the village, and I found some emeralds. So I was like, oh, that's perfect. And I went in. I grabbed the red bed because I like red better, and I saw blast furnace. So I was like, that is gonna be very useful. So I grabbed the blast furnace from the house. So I went ahead and started going mining. I actually fell down here, but I was like, oh, well, I need to go down here anyway. So I decided to go ahead and grab some iron if I could find any. I found a grindstone in one of the houses as well. I was like, oh, I will definitely be taking that because that is something I need. Um, I don't think I get down to half a heart here, but I get pretty close. I do find some coal, so I was like, okay, perfect. I need coal, so I grabbed all of that I needed. What I did was I continued to look around and I found iron there, so I mined my way up because I did not have many blocks at this point. So I mined my way up and I ended up getting up to the iron. So remember the house with the blast furnace? Well, I came back and I started to break the entire house. I needed wood for my house, so I decided, you know what, nobody's living here. So I went around and started breaking everything. I completely dismantled this entire house, and it kind of looks funny at first, but I ended up getting really used to it not being there. So you'll see how it looks, and yeah, that's it. So here was the place I started to build my house. I didn't want to do anything like too ridiculously complex because I'm not that good at building. So I started to do something kind of simple. I didn't want to do anything like crazy, but I wanted to have something more than just a simple wooden box that I usually build. So I wanted to build something that was like a little a little more impressive, if you will. But yeah, so the house it looks okay in my opinion. It's not amazing, but I thought, for somebody who doesn't really play survival and somebody who really doesn't do much other than just playing Crystal PvP, I thought it looked pretty good. And what's funny is actually looking back on it and seeing the building process, I was like, wow, I really did not know what I was doing. So, um, so yeah, that was the house, and it again, it's really not much. It's pretty simple, and I know a lot of people are gonna be like, well, that looks terrible, and I'm like, I don't really care if it looks terrible or not, because it's my house, it's mine, I made it. So, I decided to dig this dirt up here, and go ahead and finish up the border of the house, and after that, I was like, okay, I like the shape of it, so I went ahead and started getting some more wood. So I went ahead and skipped a lot of time ahead, but I ended up building a decent amount up on my house. I finished the floor and everything, and I decided to go to the cave first time, and I found a zombie, and my axe broke, and I was like, oh crap, that's not good. So luckily, I did land a crit with the axe, and the zombie ended up dying to the fire. Um, So I had a good amount of bread, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and I don't have any armor though, so I was like trying to be cautious. I saw some more zombies, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm not doing this. So I ran. I took some damage there, and I ran out of the cave, and I decided, you know what, I'll go caving in a bit. So I went back to the house, and I decided to smelt up some of my iron, and luckily I had a good amount of coal, so I smelt up some of my iron to make some stuff, and that's what happened on that day. So I went ahead and got some wood, um, and I made a shield. So I was feeling a lot more confident. I'm not that good at axe PvP, but I felt more confident now. Um, so I decided to go back to the cave because now I had blocks, I had an axe, even though it was only wooden, it was still good enough, and I had a shield. So I was like, okay, I feel confident enough. So I went down this little mini cave, and I saw a couple of zombies, and one came at me, but I think I had hit it either before or it was dying to fire, so it died pretty quickly. Um, and I think at this point I was like, oh, this cave isn't anything, so I decided to go over to the big cave where I would most likely be getting everything. I think not even most likely. No, this is where I got pretty much all of my major stuff. For the rest of the video, I would be going to these caves. So I found this water, and I was like, I could jump into it. Should I? And knowing me, I decided against it. So I went back and started to look for some more supplies, and I wanted to get another. I wanted to get a better axe, but I think I think I actually don't even care enough. I think I actually go into the cave with yeah, I do. So I found some more iron right there, and I found a zombie, but the iron was more important to me, so I got the iron, and I went in, and I was like, you know what, screw it, let's kill the zombie. So I killed the zombie in 3 hits, and I felt a little more safe. I felt more confident. I was like, okay, I got him, you know. So I started going back to the house, and that's what happened. All right, here we go. So this is the cave that I get pretty much everything I need from the series. Throughout the rest of the video, this is the main cave I'm going to go to. So iron, I found a ton of it, and I was like, good, good. I need armor, and that was the first main thing I wanted to get. I wanted to just get full iron, um, and I decided to go a little bit deeper in, and I think this is where my first near death happens. I think this is my first time I almost hit half a heart, or I hit half a heart. I also don't have a water bucket, and I was like, okay, well, yeah, this is not good. And the water bucket was my totem. I did not ever get a totem of undying, so the water bucket saved me more times than I can count. I cannot even count the amount of times the water bucket actually saved me in the series. So I used all my logs or planks to build, um, and I was like, do I really want to go down there? Not yet. So I decided to go back up and get some more stuff. I had enough iron to make an iron axe, but I found this real quick though, and I decided to just go down just to make sure if there was nothing, and there was nothing. So I went ahead and I accidentally kept clicking that instead of my number one key, and looking around was worried. I found some more iron, so I was like, oh, perfect. And it was a big vein. I think this was, I don't know what type of vein this was, but I know it was a big vein. So I was very happy about this. Um, I mined all of it up, and I ended up getting around 17 pieces or 18 pieces of total of iron. So I was very happy about that. I I was freaking out for a second. I was like, what is happening? But then I realized, oh wait, I just don't have blocks. So I decided to look down there one more time, and I didn't really know if I wanted to keep going because I had a good amount of iron, but I thought, you know what, there's no point, but there is iron right there. So, it's only hardcore, and it was only probably like day 4 or something like that. So I didn't really care too much if I died. So I decided to start going down and getting to some more iron. I found this, and I ended up getting it. I heard something. I don't know what I heard, but I heard like a creeper or something. Um, and I started to go down, and it was like, oh, this leads perfectly down here, so that's a it's a safer way to get down. And I think this is where I nearly die. I almost died here because of the zombies, and I saw the first one. I was like, oh, this is perfect. I'll just kill him. And then turns out, oh, there wasn't just one zombie. There was four. So I was like, oh, okay, this is perfect. So I start critting all these zombies out. And I get a good amount of XP, and I'm like, okay, cool. This is good. But then more keep coming in. I'm like, oh, okay, this is not good. This is not good. And eventually I do kill them all. But I get hit, and I'm like, uh-oh. So I just decided, fuck it, let's keep running. And I get some more iron. And I'm like, I just need to get all of this and just get back. And I was so nervous right here. I was so incredibly nervous. And every single little sound I heard, I was like, oh my god, I need to get out of here. So I was really, really nervous, but I decided get all of this iron, and I had enough. So I was like, perfect. I have enough iron. Let's get out of here. But I got to get this one last piece. I got to get more of this. There's more iron. I got to get it. I got to get it. Okay. Let's get the fuck out of here. So after that cave, I ended up smelting all my iron. I got an iron axe, and I was going around looting the village because I hadn't really looted the village yet that well. And I found some more emeralds, and I ended up finding a bucket. So I was like, okay, that actually saves me 3 pieces of iron. So I was really happy about that. I ended up getting some water, and this water bucket ends up saving me multiple times. I don't know how I didn't die right there. I don't know how I ended up landing that clutch, but I somehow did. So I automatically I got saved. So I was like, okay, cool. So I went back to my house. So I finished building my house, or not finished, but I continue to build it up. And again, I know it's not that great looking, but I don't really care that much. I was like, I find this cool. I think it looks good. And I know a lot of people don't really like acacia, but I thought it looks pretty good. So I ended up going ahead, and I don't know why I broke it. I don't know why I keep breaking it. I don't know what's going on. And then I was like, oh wait, that's probably why. Never mind. I'm just going through this as I go. So I ended up building the roof, and this roof actually did take a little bit, and it was a little irritating at times, but I did finish the roof. So I ended up running out of stairs, so I went back and checked on my iron. It was all good, so I decided to make full iron armor. I was finally feeling much more confident, and I made full iron, as well as I believe I made a iron pickaxe and an iron shovel. I don't know why I was trying to make so many sticks. I didn't need to, but whatever. I made a pickaxe and a shovel, went ahead and replaced my stone tools with that, and I tried putting the iron on there, but that was not how I did it. So there we go. I had full iron, and I felt much more confident. I made another chest, and I put all my shit in there, and that's what happened then, and I decided to now start going caving again. Now, before I went caving, actually, I decided to tear up another poor villager's home. On top of all of this, I also got a ton of glass, and put all my windows in because I wanted to finish my house before I went caving. So I went ahead and completely dismantled this man's house and started to build my house up. So I started to finish up my house, and I was 2 slabs short, and I was really, really annoyed, but I didn't really care too much. So I was contemplating, and I was like, oh no, what do I do? And I had to use oak there, but it wasn't being seen, so I didn't really care. Stairs, I was like, nah, there's no point. It's time to just... My axe was about to break too. Yeah, so I was just like, it's time. So I made a new iron axe, and I found cave spiders. So yeah, the cave had a lot of mineshaft parts, and I was really worried because I got poisoned, and I was like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. So I was getting slowed down, and I had a door. So luckily, I was able to just be under water, and I believe this may no, never mind. But pay attention, because this I almost died, but for some reason the cave spider just decided to become completely passive after. So I found some lapis. I was like, oh yeah, I do need lapis eventually. So I decided to go ahead and mine that up. I healed up, and I broke my door, and I was like, all right, part 2, let's go. So I got up, and I was still very, very nervous. I was not ready. I don't know why I didn't plan ahead, but I was very nervous and I wanted to take this out for some reason, but I decided to just not take it out. And this is, I believe, where I first get down to half a heart. So this cave spider, I end up killing it, yes, but then another one comes at me, and if it wasn't for that one to attack the skeleton, I probably would have died there. Luckily, that happened, and now I get jumped. So this is where I almost died, and I was freaking out here.
That was so fucking close. What the hell? I had no idea how I didn't die. Genuinely, how did I not die?
So after all that happened, I decided to go into the cave, and I was looking around. I thought, you know what, I could probably go down there. I found some lava, and I was like, you know, I could probably use that. So I found another cave spider and decided to try to attack it and kill it, but eventually I think it ended up, no, it did not get me, never mind. So after the near-death experience, for some reason, I decided to go back, but I started to get it surrounded again, so I went ahead and left. I don't know how I didn't get hit there multiple times, but I did. And then I ended up managing to get poisoned here. I don't know if I get down to half a heart, but just to be safe, I decided to dig in and just completely hide. Or not. No, apparently I'm a dickhead, and I decided to come out. Luckily, the poison wore off, and I was completely fine. And I think at this point, I was thinking, I should probably just get down deeper. Just get down, get away from the mine shaft. And that's what I did. So I went down to the deep slate area, and I started to look around and start to look for diamonds, because that was the next goal. I needed diamonds. And I kept looking around, and I could not find any, so I'll just cut to where I finally find some.
Diamond. Name tag just in case. Okay, good. I have diamonds now.
Yeah, it was a bit underwhelming. I was really worried and nervous, so when I found it, I was like, oh, okay, cool. That's cool. So I didn't really care too much about only getting one diamond. I knew I was probably not going to get too many. So I decided to just keep mining around and looking, and eventually I would find some more.
Okay. So there are two. Oh, 5 more diamonds. Yeah, okay.
So it's been a while, and I was looking around. I found a lot of lapis, and I ended up getting poisoned. I was so scared right here. I did not say a single word for maybe a couple minutes. And I knew I was going to go down to half a heart again. So I was just hoping that I could get some stuff. My shield had broken as well. So I was really, really worried. And I was like, okay, eat, just eat, get higher. I had golden apples in my inventory, but I wanted to save them. I didn't want to have them, like, I didn't want to use them constantly. Because I wanted to save them for stuff that would be, like, important. Like, if I were to fight, you know, the Wither or the Ender Dragon, I want to have golden apples. So I decided to go ahead and mine up some of the wood because I needed some for my shield. And I ended up jumping down here. I ended up getting all my cobblestone, made sure everything was safe. Everything was. I got some more, and I saw a cave spider, and I was like, you know what? I got to get up here. So I ended up going up. Get back here, and I ended up making another shield. So I was now safe again. So I was feeling a lot more confident, feeling safer, and that's how I almost died a second time. So after all of that, I eventually got out of the mine. I got back to my house, and I was like, okay, we're doing good. I got a good amount of diamonds, and I kind of was really, really worried. So I ended up digging up, basically. I just went ahead and dug up like the most safe way possible. So I also got a Respiration 2 book. So I was really happy about that. So I ended up making diamond armor. But here's the thing: what I do is when I make diamond armor, I decide to completely not wear it at all. I keep it all because I don't want it to get damaged. It's a weird thing I do. I don't know why I do it, but it is something I do, and it does cost me a lot. It almost kills me multiple times. But I made a shovel just because I wanted to get all of the diamond stuff ready. So I make a chest, I believe, and then after I do that, I put all like the valuable stuff in there. So I made my chest, put the diamond stuff in there, emeralds, gaps, gold, and then the lapis, um, and then the enchanted books, and that was it. So that was the end of my first long session. So I was like, okay, cool. That's the end of the first session, and I was feeling a little confident. I was feeling pretty confident. I was excited for the future. So yeah, and I'll see you in the second recording. Hello, welcome back. Yeah, so it's my second day of playing hardcore at this point, and I decided to start the day by just making a basement. Now, originally I was gonna make this kind of to hold villagers for trading, but since I was very far off of doing that, I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna make this a basement and put like the enchanting stuff in there, my brewing stands, pretty much all the basic stuff. Um, so I didn't have too much stuff to do that day, so I was like, you know what, I don't have work today. I decided to grind it out and just see what was in my world. So I traveled a decent distance, probably 1,000 blocks away from my house, and I found a ruin portal. So I was like, oh, this is pretty good. So I was pretty unfamiliar with what ruin portals gave you. I knew they gave you like gold blocks and they could give you god apples and stuff like that, but I didn't really know too much. And the game is a little laggy because of all the new chunks that are rendering. So I saw the gap and I saw the sword and the flint and steel and the boots, and I was like, okay, this is actually pretty useful. So I decided to take everything from it, and I also decided to start stealing all of the stone bricks because I wanted to use that for my quote unquote basement. Um, so I was like, okay, yeah, that's cool. So I didn't take too much of it, but I ended up taking most of the stuff. So I am now back in the cave, and I decided to uh, look for some more diamonds because again that was probably top priority, getting full diamond. um, and I ended up finding some, so I was like, oh, perfect, okay. So I ended up mining it up, and I believe it was the vein of 2. So I ended up getting all that, and I ended up going down a little bit further, and I didn't find too much, but I did find some more stuff, and I also was mining up a ton of gold and iron. So on my way back up, I ended up finding some more diamonds. I had to fight a skeleton and a zombie, but I found another diamond. Um, I was pretty happy about it, and then I got fucking jumped by all of these mobs. So I was like, you know what? Let's just hit the creeper, have that creeper explode. That zombie is fighting that skeleton. I can take this guy out, and that's pretty much what you want to do. If you ever get surrounded, just lead a creeper or just have the creeper just blow up, and it will literally just take out literally every goddamn motherfucking thing. Yeah, no, I don't know why I'm swearing. I don't really care. Anywho, so I ended up going around the rest of it. I saw some more Endermen, but I thought, you know what? I don't really need pearls at the moment, and they're not gonna try to kill me right now. So I thought to just leave them alone, and that's what I did for the rest of pretty much the trip. And I'll just cut whenever I find diamonds or anything of value. yeah, I don't know how I survived. My heart rate was probably around 180, so I was really, really fucking nervous. So I decided to go back down and kill the mobs, and luckily the skeleton killed the zombie for me, and I was able to kill the skeleton, and there was literally nothing down here. Like, I risked my life for literally nothing, so I was really irritated with that, but oh well. So yeah, that was the end of the second day. Not extremely eventful. I mean, it was. I got a pickaxe and sword for my diamonds. Um, I was feeling pretty good. So yeah, that's it. So yeah, starting day 3, I decided to strip mine, and I did it for probably about 5 minutes, and I was genuinely so unbelievably bored. Luckily, though, I did find some more diamonds, so I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. And I think this was actually a pretty decently large vein. I think. I'm not 100% sure. Never mind, I'm thinking of something else. Okay, I'm an idiot. So I went ahead and made another diamond pickaxe, only so I could have a one with a silk touch and one with fortune. So I went ahead and went down back to the cave looking for some more diamonds. I would find some lava right here, but it was flowing, so it wasn't going to be useful for me. So I found some more lava, and luckily this had it was still lava, so I could mine it, and I ended up mining all of the obsidian I needed. So that happened. It did take quite a while because unenchanted diamond pickaxe does take quite a while to mine obsidian, but I did do it. So now I have it, and we're gonna start going to the Nether. So I was looking around my spawn, and I found, okay, it's not too bad. And this actually was a really good spawn, and you all will see in a bit why, but that doesn't happen for a while. Um, I found out, oh, I have ops in here already, so I went ahead and took out these piglins, waited for you to shoot me, and then I ended up, I think, since he backed up, I think I just hit him off. I tried hitting him off, and he had dropped his crossbow, so I was like, okay, I'll take that, definitely. And that crossbow, I believe, will stick with me for the rest of the series. Um, why do I call it series? No, it's video. But anyway, I found out I was here, so I wanted to actually start a ancient debris mine. Now, obviously, I have diamond pickaxe. I could go mine it, but I have no TNT and no enchantments on the diamond pickaxe. So I went ahead and started my ancient debris mine. And this was gonna take quite a while to do, and I'm probably not gonna be going. And probably no, I'm not gonna be going for ancient debris for quite a while. It's gonna be a bit since until I go and go for netherite. So. But I wanted to get it done now, just in case, why not? So that's pretty much all that happened, and I'll see you in a sec. So I went back to the overworld and ended up going back caving, and automatically I got jumped. So I was like, yay, perfect. So I felt like I was in South Philadelphia once again. So the ironic part is I live here. So anywho, I ended up getting a potato from that zombie, so I thought it was pretty cool. And I got pretty low here, but I ended up surviving it. And that's pretty much all that happened. I did end up finding some more diamonds, so I was like, oh, that's cool. So I went ahead and built up and got some diamonds. And then afterwards, I would go back and get some stuff, and then that's it. Now, it was about 2 a.m., so I couldn't really say much. But I was really happy. I got a good amount of diamonds now, and I went ahead and I started my way back to the base, and I was going to make, instead of just making a chest plate, I decided to make an axe and then a pair of boots so I could get more done. So now all I needed was a chest plate and leggings for my diamond armor, and then that's it. We're fully good, and I can start the very tedious process of enchanting. So that was pretty much all that happened on this day. I ended up going to bed after, and I'll see you on day 4. So after that very, very nerve-wracking experience, I decided to go ahead and get down lower. So I went lower into the cave. I don't know how I didn't die again, but I think that's the 5th, maybe the 6th time I've been down to half a heart, and the second due to poison, or the third due to poison. So, yeah, I had a lot of close calls in this series. So, as it's very clear, I hate strip mining, but I decided to start strip mining. I didn't have a shield, and at this point, I was like, I mean, is it really worth it? So, I started to strip mine a bit, and this was actually a good decision. I hate it, but it actually did pay off, and you will all see why in a second. Now, despite the no reaction, I was very, very happy. But again, it was very early in the morning, and I didn't want to wake up people. So, yeah. 8th vein. I was really happy with that. So, I decided to go ahead and start grinding. I wanted to continue mining like this. I keep strip mining back and forth, but I decided, wait, I have enough diamonds. So, I left. I went ahead up to the base, and that's what happened.
I'm an idiot. I didn't have OBS open. Okay, so basically what I did was I just enchanted. I got, like, pretty basic enchantments. And I combined a bunch of books. So what I'm doing now is I'm going around and just gonna go and get a ton of leather and books. I found another room portal now. I did find one earlier that gave me some decent stuff, but I think this is the one I found much earlier.
Yeah, I'm an idiot. But this was not the first time that OBS would fuck me over, and you guys will see why. And I'm really mad the second time that it fucked me over, because it it basically got rid of all of the amazing progress that I did, and you'll see why, what happened, and I'll tell you why what happened, and I'll tell you what happened. I can't even speak. That's why I'm annoyed. All right, I'll see you in a bit. So, what happened? I went into the Nether, and my game froze, so I closed the game. I came back, and the game was completely corrupted. Now, whenever you record with OBS, it takes up space. However, when I was recording, normally it will do a little like notification on your computer, like, oh, we have stopped recording. I had my headphones off, and I was going to the bathroom at the time. I came back, and 5 hours later, I tabbed back in. Oh, OBS hasn't been recording for 5 hours. So all the enchantments I got on my stuff, basically, none of it exists now. On top of all of that, when my world got completely corrupted and everything, all of my advancements were gone. So that was really annoying. Luckily, the Nether is completely okay. Like, the Nether is completely fine, and it didn't get corrupted at all, but the overworld is fucked. So a ton of chunks swapped, so, like, this ocean and, the ocean in, like, yeah, like, this part of the ocean is fucked up with the land, so, yeah, no, the world is screwed up, but I don't really care. I kind of find it funny, and as a Crystal player and somebody who played 2vtt for so long, I kind of find it cool. So I'm actually going to keep it like this. Even though it's going to be really weird looking, I'm actually going to keep it like that. So I hope you all enjoy the screwed up world. I also had to, because the chunk that right there with that ocean, that's where my nether portal was. So my nether portal was also completely gone, so I had to rebuild it. So luckily it linked up to the original spot. So that's pretty much it, and we're going to go Ancient Debris hunting now.
Go up here. And it's time to get in there. Wow, perfect. Alright.
Every king will be crowned. Trust me. This marathon shit. So let's see who first to the finish. If it's less than 100 racks, it don't deserve your attention, cause burdens come with it. My second test was serving a sentence. My first was make a brick jump like it was hurdling fences. Certainly, my last shit was a courtesy, nigga. And further we have bust downs.
See, my XP did also
Shoeboxes stacked with racks sitting vertically in them.
Mildly infuriating.
I'm here cause I deserve to be, nigga. I sat back a vet and watched beginners winning my belts. Burned my bridges, came back a good swimmer like Phelps. You know the feeling, young black male, what y'all dealing. Take your whole life to get it, it only lasts you a minute. In the kitchen counting cash with cats with backward agendas. Put a Benz in a break, then toss it back in the blender. That was us. Next to a big like I was Puff, the good die young. All the OGs 30 and up. And Alexander McQueen kicks just to dirty him up. Money tree branches break when they not sturdy enough. See, I was good with the bad guy roll. Water in my jewels, put them on and baptize hoes. Walk in my shoes, we got shack size souls. The flatline nose, whack rap niggas wearing half size clothes. What's the dilly? I'm only about 6 hours from Philly. That's an hour on a plane, I make it 3 in the Bentley. My bitch keeps saying I'm famous, but it ain't hit me. I'm too ghetto, mellowed out. This Hollywood shit tricky. See, before I knew an A&R, I was waiting hard back when Nicki Minaj was in a training bra. You play this game, you better play it hard. The judge give you life, and later that day, he gonna be playing.
So I then spent the next around 15 to 20-ish minutes just grinding out Ancient Debris. And eventually I found all of the stuff I needed. I found 33 total pieces. Now I do need 36 total for the every like type of tool. But because, you know, honestly, I really didn't need it that much, I decided against it. I didn't really need a netherite hoe. So I decided to just get the rest of it, and because I've shown you pretty much everything already, it was pretty, yeah, it's pretty repetitive. So I'll cut right over, and I'll see you in a sec. As you can tell, I was very, very happy. Yeah, my emotions are insane, right? So I decided to just place the TNT right there for fun. I don't know why I did that, but I wanted to clear out the land for future projects, which we will see in a bit anyway. And what I mean by a bit is the next video after this. So I went back to the Nether because I wanted to find a Nether fortress because I now want to beat the game. So I said earlier that this was a pretty good spawn, and you guys will see why. So I'll see you in a sec. So I went ahead and went left of my portal, and I ended up finding a bastion. Now this was actually a charger bastion, which is the ones that are the best ones. Now I wanted blackstone. Like I really wanted a lot of blackstone. So I decided, you know what? Instead of just going in, I'm just gonna break in and literally break their entire thing. So I went ahead and got a ton of stuff, and I'm gonna show you all the clips that I almost died in here multiple times with full Prot 4 netherite. Yeah, that's how bad I suck in survival. That was the closest I've ever been to death in this series. So I decided to run back to my portal and go the opposite direction. I went to the right instead of the left, and I would end up finding a fortress. Now this fortress I got extremely lost in, and I did get withered quite a bit, but I eventually would find the blaze spawner and would eventually kill it. So cool with that, and I got everything I needed, and it was time to go to the end. So after grinding out Enderman for a bit and getting to the stronghold, I was getting a little lost. I could not find a lot of them, or could not find the portal room for a bit. Eventually I did find it though, and it was time to finally fight the dragon. Now this is the first time I fought the Ender Dragon in about 8 years, so you gotta give me a little bit of a break. I did miss the towers a bit, so let's get started. So I was really nervous. This was the first time fighting the dragon in a very long time for me. Even though I had full Prot 4 netherite, I was very nervous, and I almost died a couple of times, but I would ultimately end up killing the dragon. What's funny is I actually forgot arrows, so I had to go all the way back to my base, get arrows, and then come all the way back to the end. And I'm glad I did that because I actually ended up running out of arrows. So here's the finale, and I'll montage it. And that was it. That was hardcore Minecraft. So I went ahead, got the dragon egg, and I made a little platform for it outside my house. And yeah, that's it. I have a lot of plans for this series. I want to do, one of every beacon. I want to go, achievement hunting. So thank you for watching if you did, and if you enjoyed it, well, I'm happy you did. This took a very, very long time to edit. This took a very, very time to make. So if you could subscribe, I don't normally say it, but it would be very, very helpful and nice to do that for me. So yeah, that's pretty much it, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video. See ya.